Sri Lanka Morning Show program always brings you some valuable people and valuable personalities with valuable information. Now, these days, a lot of people who live in Australia, one of the major concerns they have, can we bring our relatives, can we bring our friends for a holiday in Australia? As we all aware, during the pandemic time, none of our relatives could visit Australia due to the restrictions imposed. Today, we have a professional to discuss about this topic. That is Mr. Sanji Caldera, the principal migration consultant of Sanji Caldera Associates. First of all, welcome to Sri Lanka Morning Show program again. Once again, Sanji.
Thank you very much, sir, for having me today.
Sanji, can you first let our audience, what is this holiday visa and how it works?
Yes, so a holiday visa is, unfortunately, I had to go back a few years where no one could come on a holiday visa because of the pandemic, because of the quarantine restrictions. Nobody was allowed to come unless under very, very specific circumstances. Now, the country has opened up. So, holiday visas are available for anyone so long as they have met certain criteria. And Australia is opening the doors for tourists.
Right. Now, having said that, now we know that during the last couple of years, due to the pandemic, people couldn't apply for holiday visas. Now, is there any specific requirements that they need to fulfill before they apply for holiday visa now?
Yes, I want to tell you that we call it a tourist visa, and this has three different streams. One could be a simple tourist visa where you apply on your merits, and it can be to have a holiday, to see relatives and so forth. The second stream would be what we call a tourist visa for business purpose. Someone who wants to come and have a quick look and see the opportunities. So that is called a tourist visa for business purpose. Now, third one is very interesting. A third one is called a family sponsored tourist visa. That is where when you have your relatives in Australia, that they can sponsor you to come and spend a holiday. Now, people will ask me, what's the difference between the first and the third? They're both tourists. However, in the third one, a family, a relative who lives in Australia, who is a permanent resident or citizen, guarantees that the visitor will come to Australia, abide by the rules, abide by the visa conditions, and return before the expiry of the visa. And there are times that the department may even require a bond. So,
right. From the sponsor.
From the sponsor.
Right. Now, when you say the family, is that compulsory to be an immediate family or an extended family? Also,
well, extended family to the extent of a brother or a sister or perhaps a cousin. Your parents might be here. Yeah, they could be extended family.
Right. Okay. Now, when you apply for under any stream, when you apply for the tourist visa, what are the main criteria the applicant should be addressed?
Yes, what I want to really emphasize here, Tushara, is that we have a misconception of people asking me, how much of money should I show? What are the other documents? Should I show my land? All that is fine, but one of the underlying criteria is to demonstrate to the department that you have sufficient commitment to go back to the country, whether it's Sri Lanka or wherever you come from. And this commitment can be various forms. It can be immediate family members being back in your home country. Your employment, you have been working in an organization for a long time and you've got just 1 month's leave and that you're going back.
And if you have kids, like their school,
your children or your immediate, you have only come and your spouse and the children are back, these are the commitments that you have to really demonstrate very clearly to the case officer.
What are the criteria that they have to
The other criteria is your financial ability. There are times that if you were to earn a salary which is comparably a lower salary in Sri Lanka, the department could get a bit concerned that there may be not a commitment to go back. It is to show that you have sufficient funds to enjoy a holiday in Australia.
Right. Now, if it is a family-sponsored tourist visa, can the sponsor show the funds behalf of the applicant?
Absolutely. A sponsor can show the funds
but
on
still,
behalf.
do they have to have funds?
Still, the applicant should be having some sort of financial stability to come over to Australia and spend that time with their relatives.
Indeed. And also, what about if they have any previous travels? Can they make it as a evidence?
Travel history. I have noticed that certain visas are refused because they have shown that they've gone to India or Singapore. But should they have traveled to the western part of the world, just like in Europe and the USA, and show that they have actually complied with those tourist visa laws, then there's an added advantage for certainly.
Right. Now, if someone is planning to visit Australia, how they should plan?
Well, one thing is there should be a reason. If you are going to come and see some relatives, that's fine. If there is an occasion, a family occasion, a wedding, a special birthday, certainly you could show that evidence. Now, you may not have a relative and you may have a few friends, or you may not have anyone, but you plan to come and visit Australia and sightsee Australia. At that time, it might be even important for you to show an itinerary of what you're hoping to do in Australia, like travel plans, air tickets and so forth.
Due to the current situation now, if they want to visit Australia, what about the vaccination requirements?
Right, very important. Everyone should present a vaccination certificate that demonstrate they have at least had 2 vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
However, for people over 60 years who have had the Sinopharm vaccine should in fact get a booster vaccine on Pfizer and present that to the department before they travel. Till recently, you needed a PCR test or a rapid antigen test. However, from just last week, that is not a requirement anymore. However, they have to be vaccinated travelers.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing this valuable information with us, Sanji, because I know our viewers are waiting, they're eagerly waiting to bring their friends, relatives to Australia. So it's a good news for our viewers, and we will hope to have another session with you some other day with some valuable information for our viewers. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here, Tushara.